The events of this episode take place on the 30th on each timeline, so about 5 days later. Isabella tells Megan that she broke up with Luke, and it also happens to be Luke's birthday. Megan is a little bit worried. She's like, "Are you sure?" And Isabella says, "Yeah, I wanted to do it." So Isabella is a little bit intense in her friendships. I understand why she broke up with Luke. It was because she could sense that there was something there between him and Megan. But are we going to get any scenes of Isabella being even remotely upset about this? I mean, she must have liked Luke, right? But I guess this also reminds me of the moment that she lied to Debbie and told her that her bags were already packed and she was getting picked up. It's her thing to always leave or get out first if she senses that she might get left. Anyway, she tells Megan that this was never going to be more than a summer fling and that Luke is fine. In the second timeline, Megan bails on her plans with Iz to earn some money doing some computer work in the loner guy's house. In the present day, Debbie asks Megan where she got a laptop from and she says a friend. Later at this memorial site for Luke, Brent joins Megan and they have a bit of a laugh over good memories of Luke. Brent says with a regretful look that he was such a dick to Luke. Later, Megan's found Lisa's drowning case file. The files were supposed to be under a seal, but she hacked her way into them. She tells Debbie that one of the people questioned said that they heard Isabella convince Lisa to go swimming that night, even though Lisa was clearly drunk, and that person overheard them arguing. Apparently, Isabella also left St. Bart's that night by helicopter before anyone could question her. I gotta say, Isabella is looking worse with every episode, so that kind of leads me to think that she's actually innocent, but she's just extremely reckless, and her recklessness results in people getting hurt and killed. I know, it sounds bad, but those deaths are accidents. So she is still a troubled delinquent, maybe a criminal, but I don't think she's out meaning to murder people. It is really concerning that people tend to die around her though. At one point, Debbie goes under Megan's bed. Remember Isabella said that there was something under there? She sees the bloody clothes. They could be clothes or sheets. Anyway, these are the clothes or sheets that Isabella caught Megan trying to throw out a few episodes ago. In the innocent timeline, Megan throws a party for Luke. She's wearing a pretty dress and she has her hair done. Jeff still thinks that they're a thing. I know that this was the 90s, but I cannot cope with this hair. Isabella shows up to the party. She and Luke see each other. It's kind of awkward, but Luke's like, "Don't worry about it." Megan and Luke kind of end up close to each other a few times. You can sense it more on her side. For example, they fall over and she ends up on top of him and she's quite thrilled about it. And everybody makes the "oh, just kiss already" joke. I can't quite get a read on Luke though, not yet. He's acknowledged her pretty hair and he seems into it, but he hasn't given a clear signal. Brent gets a stripper for Luke for his birthday and Luke and the stripper go off into the trailer. Jeff's looking like a little bit of a weirdo. He's constantly recording everything. In the second timeline, Luke and Isabella go to the beach together. Megan ditched them, remember? Some guys slut shame Isabella and Luke tells them off. So I don't think that Luke is some kind of secret psychopath or anything, but does anyone get the feeling that he might be a little too clean? I don't sense any bad vibes from him or anything, but that in itself might be a bit suspicious. Obviously, at the time that I was watching and writing the script, I didn't know what was going to happen at the end, but did anybody also get this sense with this scene in particular? I don't know what it is. Like, I thought of it before. Why is it that Luke is the only one with no secrets? Anyway. Megan and the computer guy are working on some computer thing. Remember, she got a message from him about a computer job that pays well? Well, in a nutshell, he's worried that there's going to be some kind of system failure at New Year's when they change over to the year 2000. It was that whole Y2K panic. Anyway, this room that they're working in is pretty high security and it's all really shady. Luke and Iz are at the beach meanwhile, looking a little cozy, but still friendly cozy. He tells her that hanging out with her is cool and he thinks that Megan doesn't like him anymore. She tells him then that she broke up with him when she found out that Megan liked him, but she's like, "It's cool, I could tell that you guys liked each other, you're destined to be together." In the car later, he asks her if she regrets breaking up with him and she says no. Megan's her sister. Luke seems to think that they're having a moment and he tells her that he still thinks about her, and then he moves to kiss her and Iz swerves, saying that he got the wrong idea. In the present day, Steve is getting impatient with how slow the investigation is. Brent is there at the sheriff's department as well, talking to the sheriff like he's an employee of his, because Brent would talk to his employees like that. He's pointing the finger at Isabella. He's never liked Isabella and he didn't even want her at Luke's party back in the first timeline. Steve goes to Debbie's house then and he asks to talk to Megan. He wants to know what the girls are hiding. Debbie is clutching the bloody sheets in her hands and she bars him from talking to Megan. At the house party in the innocent timeline, the girls are dancing and Luke notices that Megan looks really good on the dance floor. In the present day, Megan goes to Isabella and tells her that Trevor told her about about Lisa. She tells her that Lisa has been lying since the day that she got there. Isabella says that Lisa jumped into the water on her own and she was drunk. She regrets not telling Megan. Brent's ex-girlfriend walks by then and she overhears Megan say to Isabella that she thinks that Is went to the cabin that night and she killed Luke just like she killed Lisa. Back in the innocent timeline, at the party, just as Megan is about to kiss Luke, he runs off about to be sick from the booze. I usually don't mind the best friends to dating trope, but I don't know, something is missing here. I'm not into it. Jeff is upset and he tells Megan that he thinks that he's being used as her practice run when really she wants to be with Luke, so he breaks up with her. In the second timeline, Luke goes to Megan's house and tells her that he misses her and he wants to know about her day, what she's been up to. Obviously, Megan can't say what she's been up to, so she starts kissing him to take his mind off of it. And then, oh my god, Luke lies and says that Isabella kissed him and he just thought that Megan should know. Oh my god, I knew it. In the present day, Brent's ex goes to the sheriff's station and tells the sheriff that she needs to tell him something. And Debbie confronts Megan with the bloody sheets and she's like, I need to know what happened.